The 13 Colonies of America. A story of how a nation was born. A long, long time ago, over 300 years in the past, the land that we now call the United States was wild and new to the people arriving from far away. Across the great Atlantic Ocean, ships came sailing from England, carrying brave men, women, and children looking for a new life. Some came for freedom to worship in their own way. Some came to build farms and towns. And some came hoping to find gold and riches. But instead of one big land ruled together, the settlers built 13 small colonies, each like a little country, with its own rules and ways of life. The Northern Colonies, up in the cold and rocky north, were the New England colonies. Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. Life there was tough. The winters were long, and the soil was hard to farm. But the people were strong and clever. They built ships, caught fish, and traded goods across the sea. The towns were filled with churches, schools, and busy markets. In Massachusetts, the Pilgrims and Puritans dreamed of a community built on faith and hard work. Rhode Island became a safe place for those who wanted to worship freely, while Connecticut and New Hampshire grew strong through farming and trade. The Middle Colonies farther south were the Middle Colonies, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. These colonies were like the breadbasket of the New World. The soil was rich, and the farms produced wheat, corn, and barley. People from many lands lived here, Dutch, English, Germans, and Swedes, all working together. Pennsylvania, founded by William Penn, was a place of peace, where everyone was welcome, no matter their beliefs. In New York City, ships came and went from every corner of the world, bringing news, goods, and new faces. The Southern Colonies, down in the warm South, were the Southern Colonies. Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia. The land was wide and green, perfect for growing tobacco, rice, and cotton. Big plantations stretched across the countryside, and enslaved Africans were forced to work in the fields. Life was very different here. Wealthy plantation owners lived in large houses, while many poor settlers worked hard just to survive. Virginia was the first colony, founded at Jamestown in 1607, where Captain John Smith and Pocahontas became famous names in early American history. Georgia, the last of the 13, was started as a place for people who wanted a fresh start. Together, but not united. For many years, the 13 colonies were ruled by the King of England. They paid taxes to him and followed his laws, but they had no say in how they were governed. Soon, people began to ask, why should we obey a king who lives across the ocean? They wanted freedom, representation, and a voice of their own. Then came a spark, the American Revolution. From colonies to a nation, the 13 colonies stood together to fight for independence. They were no longer just colonies. They were united. In 1776, they declared, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal." With courage and determination, the colonies won their freedom and became the United States of America. The legacy, the 13 stars on the first American flag, represented those first colonies. 13 different places, 13 different people, but one dream of liberty. From those humble beginnings grew a great nation, a nation that still remembers where it started. The 13 Colonies of America.